The pause is powerful. I've been exploring and experimenting with pausing in my communication. And as I'm moving back into a pattern with work, I know how easy it is to open up the email inbox, and then before you know it, you are in this energy of responding, and there's a kind of momentum there, which is not necessarily directed by your own energy or your own pace. And your inbox landscape can be full of peaks and troughs, highs and lows, things which are exciting, stimulating, potentially agitating. And part of my process has been, firstly, ensuring that I'm in the right kind of space to be in a interactive, responsive communication pattern. Am I in a space where dialogue is possible? Do I actually have bandwidth for that? If I am taking in new information and digesting that, and there's the kind of cognitive load and the response which feels organic in the moment, then I will feel compelled to respond quickly whilst that information and energy is fresh. So if that is capacity that I have available and that's the kind of space I'm in, that can be quite a productive communication strategy. However, if that is actually not where I'm at, and perhaps my thoughts are elsewhere, my focus is split, I'm just not in that kind of reflexive communication space, then moving into that territory and exposing myself to that information is kind of counterproductive. It asks me to stretch my energy into places that potentially I don't have the capacity to go to. So, as a first port of call, I've been asking myself, is this the right time to be in a communication space? That might be informed by, yes, my own energy levels, but other things that I have to do that require attention and maybe prioritizing them. And then, secondly, when I actually am then moving into a space where I'm willing to engage with communication, then asking myself, is this the right moment to respond? Things that perhaps feel urgent based on the response that is elicited, that are connected to a really clear understanding that making that bridge and reaching out and replying and responding feels good, and leaning into that when it does, because there's already a quality of movement happening in that communication response. There's already this kind of sense of being pulled towards, and yes, utilizing that. But equally, when it feels like perhaps what is required is more attention, more care, more consideration, to then use space as a way to actually move back from that and to create some distance in that decision-making process, so that there's an opportunity for a check in there of, is this the right time? You know, would it be best for me and for my energy? Would it be best for the quality of response that I wish to to share, for me to actually take some time and space, perhaps to focus on another task, or to really put that aside, or put that to a place where it can be returned to, or equally that there is time and energy required to kind of cultivate and to sit with something, to process, percolate, and let it infuse, so that you can come around to it again with this kind of refreshed energy, and a kind of careful, considered response that matches the quality of communication and continues the dialogue in the way that feels best, most supportive for you. So I've been kind of exploring this sensation really of moving back and forth and kind of flexing in and out, because I know that there is this tendency to open up the windows, and suddenly you are pulled in and you're sucked into this kind of funnel of information, and it creates a false sense of urgency that there's a demand to be there and on top of communication. So with that being said, it's coming back to, do I have communication capacity within me? And if the answer is no, then I can give myself permission, or at least start to have a dialogue with myself to say, okay, well, if I don't have capacity for that, what do I need right now? Do I do something that will help me to come into that space, to create more room? Or do I actually take that information and understand that at another level of being, this is just not the right time? And so far, positive results with this have been that I am generally just feeling a lot more relaxed about addressing messages that are coming through. And with this heightened sensitivity and awareness to essentially what is my capacity right now, it means that from a creative point of view, when I feel an inspiration to move into a communication space, or perhaps, I'd like to reach out to someone, or I would like to make an inquiry or follow through an idea, and actually harness that energy and direct that, and compose a message, that feels organic, and that feels that it is allowing me to tap into that kind of flow space creatively. So just coming at it from that other perspective as well. So these are just a few things that I've been playing with over the past week or so, and I think I'm going to continue exploring this because it just feels discerning and it feels more instinctive. And I just wanted to jump on and share a few insights and reflections from that, and invite you to explore this in relation to your own communications. I focused here on digital, visual, thinking of email in particular, and messaging apps also. But obviously there are so many channels and platforms and modes and mechanisms for people to get in touch with us in the current age that we are in. So yes, whatever your medium is, then think about ways that you might be able to allow yourself more space and give yourself more permission to really check in and connect with, do I have communication capacity right now? And ultimately, if we're communicating with ourselves and honouring our communication with ourselves, we can be much more effective communicators with other people as well. That's the hope anyway. Let me know if you have any insights or results with this. I'd love to hear. Take care.